Welcome to PLZ Soccer's fixture preview of the SPFL, and we have two semi-finals to preview today as well, guys. Ruffy, let's start with Celtic Kilmarnock. Celtic, of course, are the favourites, but do you think Kelly will have a go?
I hope they do. It's a semi-final. Obviously, you want to try and win the game. I don't think it matters what they do, really. I think the cards are on Celtic's favour. I think they've got the better players, showed last week, the total domination of the game, and I think it'll be the same tomorrow. Yeah,
Tambo Ange says today in his press conference that Kelly have no fear coming into the game because they don't have experience of losing big games like this one.
I think there will be a bit of fear in the Kilmarnock dressing room, to be honest. I think that after the week before, when it's Celtic only lost 2-0, but Celtic could have won 4 or 5. But there's not a lot of pressure on Kilmarnock. Nobody expects them to get a result. So listen, all the pressure's on Celtic, you know, but Celtic have handled it in the past. A great record at handling cup competitions, so I don't see any issues with Celtic getting to the final.
Well, that's a positive for Kelly then, because they are the underdogs. Nobody expects them. Alan Powers saying yesterday, other than us in the dressing room, everyone's expecting a Celtic win. Yeah,
everyone's expecting Celtic to win. It's just having that belief within the Kilmarnock dressing room. Do they believe that they can win the game? I'm sure some of them do, and I'm sure some of them probably don't. You know, being in dressing rooms myself, but Kilmarnock need to score the first goal. I think if they score first, then they've got a chance. But if Celtic score first, I don't see Kilmarnock doing anything.
Well, the return of Kyle Lafferty. Ruffy, could you imagine him starting the game?
Well, it depends what he's been doing while he's been away. Obviously, he's been training hard. I'm sure that they have. Tam was saying they'd had a couple of bounce games, you know, so that'll keep him match fit. He's a big player for them. He scores goals. They don't have many of them in their team, so I would take the chance and see what he can do.
What have you went for this one?
I went for Celtic to win 3-0.
3-0, Tam.
I'm going to go for 3-0 as well.
3 as well, right? Moving on to Sunday's game, Rangers and Aberdeen. Definitely the more difficult game, Tam, I would say.
Yeah, I think it is. I think that Aberdeen this season have shown, you know, in different games that they're capable of upsetting. You know, listen, they were a couple of minutes away for a draw against Celtic, and then probably should have beat Rangers, to be honest. I think Rangers, you know, stole the game, but you know, I think that'll be a tight game. But I still think Rangers have got too much. But I don't see it as being comfortable with Celtic.
Right, well, I was just going to say that when you mentioned that they did play Rangers and they almost hung on. Can that give them a bit of confidence going into this game at Hampden? Yeah,
I think it can. I think you'd take confidence for the game. I thought that Aberdeen for 85 minutes, you know, probably deserved to get something out of the game at least. So, you know, I think they can take heart from that. But I think this is probably a better Rangers team now. A little bit of confidence, you know, winning games. But I think Aberdeen will score. I fancy Aberdeen to score, but I think Rangers will maybe just nick it 2-1.
Well, Ruffy, what Michael Beale says was a bit of injury news for Rangers. Sands missed training, Cholak's touch and go, and Roof is ready to go. But for Cholak maybe to not start in the game or be in the game at all, it's good news for Anthony Stewart, because he says that Cholak was a better striker than Morelos.
I was a bit surprised, you know, coming out and saying that. Obviously, you would hope it would be tongue-in-cheek, you know, because you don't want to be winding up the opposition, you know. But certainly, it doesn't matter which one of the two of them play; they'll get chances in the game to score. I agree with both of you. I think Aberdeen will take confidence for the game at Pittodrie. But again, I agree with Tam. I think Rangers will get far too much in their locker than Aberdeen have.
Right. Do you feel this is pressure on for Michael Beale for this one because it is his first kind of go at a trophy, or is it maybe not because he's just in the door? What do you think? Or is he expected to win this?
I think he's expected to win this. I think when you're at Rangers, you're expected to win trophies, so he will be expected to win trophies. Listen, coming against Celtic's a different kettle of fish, but any Old Firm team that comes up against an Aberdeen or a Hibs or a Hearts at Hampden is expected to win.
You said 2-1. Ruffy, what did you go for?
I'll go 2-0, I think.
Rangers, yeah. Right, well, let's move on to the league games. We've got Hibs and Dundee United. Hibs coming off the back of a win. Tam, it's got to go Ruffy there, because Joe Neal said, what a relief that is. Do you feel the same when they got the 3-2 win over Motherwell?
Yeah, I think for the manager it was a huge relief. I think that he was under increasing pressure, you know, getting a lot of criticism in the press. You know, he blasted the players against Hearts after the game. He got a reaction. I did fancy him to get a reaction. I think that you know, I think he was going to get that. Hibs played well. Kevin Nisbet, 5-5 since he's come back from injury. Looks different class at the minute. So I think Hibs have got more than enough to beat Dundee United.
Yeah, well, they're looking for a director of football now, Ruffy. Is that something that's been needed?
Yes, Tam keeps telling us they need somebody like that. You know, some of the signings they've brought in, a lot of the signings they've brought in, I mean, they just haven't been good enough, so you need to get that right. Yeah, you're going to make mistakes, there's no doubt about that, but you've got to make better signings than what they have done.
Well, Dundee United, they've just said the other day Charlie Mulgrew's got a new deal, Jimmy McGrath is back. How much of an influence can Charlie Mulgrew have in that dressing room, Tam?
I think he can have a big influence. I think that Charlie's a very experienced player, you know, played at the very highest level for club and country. I think that he's still got a lot to offer, he's still fit. he can still play. So obviously he's coaching now as well. So no, I think he's a big influence on the team, and to get him tied up, I think it's good business for Dundee United.
Yeah, Dundee United's games coming up. They're away to Hibs, away to Livingston, they're in the Cup, home to Stirling Uni, and then home to Celtic. Tough run of games, Tam.
Yeah, it is. I think that a couple of tough away games, Hibs and Livingston. You'd expect them to beat Stirling. Uni at home, no disrespect to them, and then Celtic at home. So yeah, they've got 3 hard league games coming up, and they're still at the bottom of the league, so they need to pick up points.
What are you going for?
I think I went for Hibs to win 3-1.
Right, Ruffy?
I went for Hibs to win this one. They've got to win, they've got to go back to back, they've got to build on the confidence.
Yep.
And particularly at home, they need to get the supporters back on board again, so I think I've went 2-1 as well.
2-1. Motherwell Ross County, this is a must win for 2 of these sides.
It certainly is. It's a pressure game for both sets of players and the management, Malcolm Mackay, he keeps looking as if he's going to get something, but it's never a win, it's maybe a draw. So they need to turn their draws into wins and put pressure on the people above them. So I don't think they'll win, so I've sat in the fence and I've went 1 each.
Oh, another draw. Tam, Stevie Hamill must be pulling his hair out, saying it's fundamental, basic mistakes that's costing them.
Yeah, I don't think Hammy's going to have much hell left, to be honest. He keeps pulling it out with the results, but it's an absolutely huge game for both clubs at the bottom of the league. I think that Motherwell, I think they've signed a player today, and they're in the market for a few players. So I was actually down at Braidhurst today, and they were giving free tickets out to all the school kids at Braidhurst, so they're expecting a big crowd of kids.
Disappointing then.
And Ross County will be, I think they'd sold 20 tickets. So listen, for Motherwell, I think they'll have a bumper crowd. They obviously want a big crowd there, because you know how important the game is, and they're giving a lot of tickets away. So I think with a big home support behind them, Motherwell can get a 2-1 win.
Do you feel it is more of a defensive issue they've been having, or even though they want to add attacking players?
Yeah, I think with Motherwell, I think that most games they score. I think that they create chances. They created quite a number against Hibs. So I think it's defensively, they were poor against Hibs. You know, a couple of the goals were really poor defending. So they need to tighten up at the back, because Kevin Van Veen and other players are scoring goals for them. Right,
what have you went for this one?
2-1 Motherwell.
And what did you say?
One each.
1 each, you said. Right, finally we've got Livingston against St Johnstone. Livingston currently 5th. Is top 4 a target, do you feel, for David Martindale? Yeah,
I think it is. I think every club out with Hearts should be targeting 4th. I think there's not a lot between the rest of all the teams. Livingston, Hibs are back in the shake-up as well, and St Johnstone were up there for a while, they fell away. So I think Livingston are definitely in the shake-up for the top 4. Great result last week against Ross County. Bruce Anderson getting a couple of goals, striking form. So I think they're capable. I think I was the only one predicted that went for a Livy win, 2-1.
Right, well, suspended players for Livingston, Jason Holt and Scott Pittman are back. Ruffy, how crucial are they?
There's back, and I'm glad I went for Livy.
I don't know. I don't know. I've sat on the fence in this one as well, I think, because I know it was a good result. It was a good result against, as you say, against Ross County. St Johnstone, when May or Clark's not scoring goals, they're in trouble, so I think that's why I went 1 each.
Right, well, Bartley gone at Berra and Christoph Berra joins David Martin's coaching staff. Is that a good appointment?
Yeah, I think you've got to start somewhere. I think Christoph Berra has been about, he's down in England, he's been up here, been to a few clubs, he's probably picked up a lot of good ideas against the managers that he's played under. So yeah, I think it's a good start for him.
So what did you say again, a draw?
I think I went a draw,
Draw. If I draw every game.
Getting the points. Right, moving on to our favourite parts of the programme, our quiz, fastest answer wins.
Last week, Duffy.
You get your act together here. Right, first question.
You get a handicap with a 5-second start.
Right, first question. Out of the 4 semi-finalists in the League Cup, who has won the most League Cups?
Celtic. Just a
Rangers.
Total guess.
1-0, Ruffy.
Total guess.
Right, moving on to the second. What season did Aberdeen last win the League Cup?
2013.
How did you know that?
Well, the answer is 2013.
That's right.
Right, wait a minute here.
We had it yesterday on the show.
Have you seen these answers?
Have you looked at them?
On the show.
You just get the first 2 right. And within a 100th of a second.
Right.
We did the 213 yesterday. You weren't listening to the show. You weren't there yesterday.
I was watching it.
Right, 2-0 Ruffy. Third question. Marvin Bartley was appointed manager of which... 2-1. Right.
That's an easy one.
That was an easy one. Fourth question. Outside Celtic and Rangers, who has conceded the least amount of goals this season?
Aberdeen.
Wrong.
Let me think of this now.
Extend the lead here.
St Johnstone.
No.
You've had a shot.
Fastest answer.
Hearts. St Mirren.
St Mirren.
Oh,
I gave you.
no, you don't get a point. You've had a shot.
This
is it.
Right.
To each.
No, it's no. You're not getting that.
Right. Who is currently Kilmarnock's top goal scorer?
Get a laugh at it.
No.
No.
Oh God, this could be a hard one. Boy Armstrong.
Yes.
Oh, draw 2 each.
3-4, you get beat.
3-2. Right, well, that's us. We'll be back next week with another round of fixtures to look forward to. And you can join Tam and Peter on their new Saturday show, 4 till 6 on PLZ Soccer's YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button for all the latest breaking headlines and unique video content. We'll see you next week.
Uncensored, unbiased, unmatched. The Football Show on PLZ Soccer's YouTube channel.